All right, Mike, we know the cold is coming back, but are we going to see some snowy scenes like we're seeing in Beijing right now?
Sam, I have to be honest, I don't know how much winter weather we really get out of this.
I think people will take it at this point.
Yeah, it might be nice to have a break for some of us. I can tell you my driveway appreciates a bit of a break.
Our backs need it.
Yeah. It was brutal out there breaking up all that ice, but thankfully things have finally improved. We did have a record high today in Portland, 54 degrees. We missed it by 1 degree in Augusta. We missed it by 3 degrees in Bangor. The old record in Portland was 51 degrees set back in 1984. And days in the 50s, some of the warmest that we've seen in around 2 months. It has not been since early December since we dealt with days this warm. So certainly a bit of a break and, right on track for us to start mixing a couple of warmer days in, although usually it's not quite this warm. Snow so far this season still a bit lackluster across southern Maine, but central and northern Maine right now above average. I just don't see much snow coming in at least the next week. We had some flakes ongoing earlier across parts of the mountains, and now there might be a couple of flurries that are still mixed in here, but drier air has begun to win out, and that's going to be the story overnight tonight, where drier air kind of takes over the entire state of Maine. Really not much else to talk about tonight except for the fact that it gets much colder. The showers have pretty much wrapped up. Tomorrow stays cold too. Most temperatures will top out in the teens and 20s tomorrow, similar on Monday. And there could be some flurries, mostly in southern Maine at the coastline tomorrow and Monday, with a big warm-up on the way midweek across all of northern New England. Take a look at how this all pans out over the next several hours. We're back down into the 20s across parts of central Maine as early as midnight tonight. At the coastline, still going to be holding on to the 30s. And then tomorrow, notice a very cold start, especially across northern Maine where the clouds break up, and we slowly will warm things back up. Some flurries possible as we start to shift our wind and a storm develops to our south. There's actually been a bit of a trend over the last several hours to bump some of that moisture back north. I still think our issue here is that we're going to have Arctic air that's very dry, undercutting some of this moisture. So it's going to be tough to actually get snow to the ground. But as the evening goes on tomorrow, we could see some flurries spread across the coastline. High temperatures tomorrow with mostly cloudy skies, teens and 20s. By 11 o'clock, most of us will be back down into the teens with just some light flurries at the coast. And then by the time Monday morning rolls around, other than areas far down east, I'm talking the most eastern sections of Washington County, things should be cloudy but generally dry with just a handful of flurries developing in the afternoon. Temperatures on Monday even colder, most in the teens to near 20 degrees. That cold air will be parked on top of us Monday, overnight into Tuesday. So it's going to be another bitter start to the day on Tuesday. Likely spots below zero. High pressure still in control on Tuesday. However, our wind direction starts to shift, and instead of being straight out of the north, it becomes out of the west, and that will actually help to warm things up a little bit with milder air building into the central part of the United States. I've outlined this area here in orange. Mild air moves up through Kentucky and into the Midwest, out ahead of another storm system, but in between we should push a lot of this milder air right into New England, and that's going to really allow temperatures to climb quite a bit on Thursday out ahead of the rain, with most of us back into the 50s yet again. Possible that we could be talking about record high temperatures again in just about 5 days. We'll have more coverage on that as we get closer. For now, though, get prepped for some cold. Seas tomorrow, 2 to 4 feet, north wind 10 to 15 knots, gusting to 20 knots. Small crafts in effect until 4 a.m. Cold and cloudy on Monday for Valentine's Day. Sunny, cold, and breezy on Tuesday. We're partly sunny on Wednesday, and then things get a little more interesting Thursday. And I have had a couple people ask about this. I have 50 on Thursday, 48 for Friday morning, and 38 Friday afternoon. I think what's going to happen here, Sam, is that we start the day off very mild on Friday. We're still tapped into that mild air, but through the day the temperatures fall, and we could wrap up with just a little bit of snow. Next weekend looking much more like February.
All right, well, we're back to reality. Mike, thank you. And because of this warm